I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I set it for an hour. I figured it's Friday night. We're drinking and everything else. So I'll just leave it at that. Needed plenty of time, you know. No hurries at all. It's Friday night. And if this is the best you got to do, hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for checking in, at least. I don't think it's going to take an hour for me to get settled in and get going here. It's just, I figured I'd better put up something. Where did the countdown timer on this thing go? No. 59 minutes again? It's not going to be 59 minutes. It's not going to be 59 minutes. Happy Follower Friday. So tonight's going to be a little bit different. Sure, we're going to be taking a flight, but, you know. Oh, just another boring flight. I know, right? It's not going to be just another boring flight. There comes a time... There comes a time in every pilot or virtual pilot's life where they ask themselves, am I good enough? Well, not really. I don't think so yet, but I'm trying. And I wonder, what would it be like, you know, shuttling around my followers and shuttling around celebrities? So I've been flying you guys around on Fridays, and now I'm starting to add celebrities in. And I might have a live celebrity, a real, well, he's a celebrity in my eyes. Zoltan the comedian. We might be doing a scheduled flight with Zoltan. And I want to make it a little bit more exciting, because I think my chances are, given everything, the best weather, you know, I'd say our chances of survival are now probably 80-90%. And that's with nothing happening. So now we need to start practicing failures and emergencies. If something happens, can you get down? I've been fine-tuning these game mechanics. It's not going to be an hour. Ignore that, 58 minutes. It's not going to be an hour. I've been trying to fine-tune the game mechanics, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about here. We're going to be using this stuff in conjunction with our game tonight. Right, we have all these failures and options to set failures. And there's system failures and engine failures and panel failures. And we have got a snazzy D&D dice generator over here. And we've got a timer. Right, there it is. So every 5 minutes, we're going to roll a dice and see what happens. So, for example, let's roll a 1d6. Oh, you know what I want to turn on? The night theme. And I want to have it talk. Yeah.
Rolled 1d6. 4.
So in this case...
4.
Oops. Moving stuff around. I shouldn't be moving around. Okay. That would be a 4. So that would be a panel failure. So I'm already in panels. So there's about 20 things in here. So let's roll a 20-sided dice.
Rolled 1d20. 9.
9.
Rolls were 9.
All right. So our heading indicator, there's a chance that it's going to be broken. So now we roll a D100. This is where it gets really dangerous.
Rolled 1d100.
So a 41% chance.
Rolls were 41.
So you can see how doing something like that, when we start flying, we could have rolled a 90%. So I have been failing a lot of these flights. I've had 3 or 4 successful ones, but pretty much have crashed every other time. Yeah. So there's a good chance I'm going to crash you. It's not going to be 55 minutes till we start, but I'm trying to work myself up to this one. So I might need a few more beverages. I know that actually I should not be enjoying a few more beverages before we get going, but a little bit of liquid courage. So check in. I would check back in, in a few minutes if you still need to go get a drink or get settled in. Yeah, no hurry. At least 15 minutes. I don't think it's going to be an hour. At least. Something like that. All these amazing people I follow on Twitter. I follow the best people in the whole world on Twitter. We don't all get along all the time. But I still think this is a list of, in the 12 years that I've been on, some of the most amazing people on Twitter. Mostly, I think most everybody on this list knows each other from hashtagging. But because most of the people on this list are always on Twitter, chances are most everybody on this list knows everybody on this list. It's quite the list. If I've forgotten anybody, forgive me, it's an oversight. There's just, you have to go, you can't just hit @A now and have it pull up everybody A. You got to go @AA, @AB, @AC. That takes a heck of a long time to build an FF list doing it that way. Whew. All right, I need to go get another beverage. Best Twitter followers in the world. Best people on Twitter. Oh, I know somebody I forgot. The dwarf. I forgot the dwarf. Oh, what? I thought I had got everybody. And then it just... I forgot somebody. Where is he? Huh. I have forgotten him, and now I can't find him. Some people are harder to find than you think. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, Mr. Christopher, number one, forgive me. Oh, man. That's not going to happen again. Frank, hashtag, man. The hashtag games this week, or this last week, or this last round. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Deb, thank you. Thank you. We're going to get going here in a minute. I needed a... Bob, thank you so much. You, Master. Master. Mindfully malevolent. Sorry, just, a wicked little laugh. I don't know what else to say. Anything else I'll say, you'll probably just tear me apart. Barbecue Beef Balboa. Maga Bastard. Prick Offerman. Yep. MX Mark. Area the Barbarian. I wanted to do... The reason why I'm getting started so late is I was trying to get everybody's picture. And I wanted to do this animated opening and now I'm spoiling it. And I failed. Because I'm really, really rusty in things like Adobe Animate. And I can't remember how to do anything. So, I was trying to put together something animated for the opening title. And it wouldn't work. And I kept keeping at it. Finally, I just had to give up. This is the best I could do. Just cut and paste everybody's name in here and okay, I'm sorry. I wanted to do something cooler than this, and maybe next week I'll figure out what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, have a beverage, and we're gonna do something really interesting tonight for this Microsoft Flight Simulator flight. So, I've been doing these, will I crash a celebrity? Hold on, let me turn this down. Arthur's music in the background here. Will I crash a celebrity? Wondering, am I good enough to fly them around? And what if something goes wrong? Can I get us down to the ground at least? Well, not in every case. I've done my fair share of crashing some of these celebrities. Oh, we survived. He survived. Let's see. I don't believe... No, I think maybe we did. Maybe I'm just blocking it. It may have been traumatic, and I want to believe that we did. Oh, I don't even want to say. Yeah, ladies, you'll be happy to know I did not. We did not. I got him to the ground safely. Oh, it was bad. Oh, it was so bad. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. So working out these game mechanics has been kind of rough. But I think I've got it to where at least we have a somewhat of a fighting chance now. So the way it goes, and normally if you want to learn how to fly, then like and subscribe. And during the week we do a lot of practice over and over and over again with usually the basic trainer planes like the Cessna, and then take what we've learned and go up to a plane we're unfamiliar with, and then in the evenings we do airliners. Yeah, all the way down to programming the main computer. But this show isn't about that. It's not about, hey, this is the way this works. And no, flight planning. No, looking at charts. No, we're not going to be doing any of that. We're just going to get in there and fly and see if stuff goes wrong. I think I need a few more sips of this drink first before we get going. Yeah, I'm starting to get, and I don't want to make light of, too light of PTSD because it's a real thing. Cheers. Cheers. But, I think I'm starting to get a little touch of it. Because things have gone terribly, terribly wrong in trying to figure out how all this works. And, you know, wow. Then I'll be getting a mod to make it even worse, which has way more working systems that can go wrong and fail. Yeah. Anyway, so like and subscribe so that if you're new and you have lots of questions and you want to learn how to do and you want to learn how to fly, great. I'm still learning. I'm not a pro. I'm not a professional pilot. I'm a sim enthusiast. I'm an enthusiast. But I'm pretty good. I've been actually looking at all the different tests from all the different schools and, you know, can I run down there and take a test and do my solo time and get a license? Yeah, maybe. Okay. Here's how it works. Hop into Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the first thing we do, I want to use an airliner tonight. So I'm just gonna be rolling like a 1d4. But normally with the celebrities we do all 32. We can do, but there's so many of us. I mean, virtually we could all fit into a little tiny plane. If you want to jump in the chat room and this with the celebrity flights, when I get celebrities on this show, hopefully, the viewers will be able to put their money where their mouth is, and for a small donation with the super chat, you will cause a dice roll to happen. So anyway, it goes kind of like this. Let me go to my other screen here. First thing we do is we get a 220s, and if it's over 32, I get to pick the plane. So 2d20.
Roll 2d20.
Good. Oh no, this is 27. That's not over 32. Of course not. So we go to the end here. Look at that. That's nice. That's a great plane right there. That's one of the ones we train with. So I have an advantage now. Because a lot of these planes I don't know. I don't spend my time. But that's the whole point. We're trying to, you know, apply what we learn in the training to any plane. Doesn't matter what plane it is. Can you get in it and can you fly it? If you can learn how to do some basic things in one of them, you can fly it. Even one of these bad boys down here at the end. So I wanted to use these because one of the airliners tonight, because it definitely adds a level of difficulty. But again, we're all virtual. We could all get stuffed into one of these little planes. We could all get cozy. We're all friends, right? So in this case, it would be the Cessna. We would all have to cram in here. We'd never get off the runway, but we're virtual, so let's just do it. All right. So then we pick a flight that is, you know, we want to keep the flight short. So, under an hour, because I'm already wasting enough time having you sit out here wondering, what is he doing? Get to it. So there, that's we pick a place. Right, and then we find another place that's, 50, 60 miles away. And that's all it needs to be. It really is. There's a naval base right there. What about this? Simi Valley. Do they have a runway? I'm not seeing it. Oxnard. Strange name. No, that's only 39 miles. Santa Maria. 59 miles. Maybe just a little bit more. Paso Robles Municipal. Ooh, maybe now that's just a little too far. San Luis County Regional. 113. So that's fine right there. So hopefully in under an hour we can get there. Okay. So now we need to get into the air and go. So I haven't, like I said, I have an advantage. We have an advantage in this plane because I know it. And I'm familiar with it. And I've actually done a lot of emergency drilling on at least trying to get it down to the ground if something goes wrong. But sometimes you just randomly roll and you get a weather change and you get thrown into a snowstorm and you immediately ice up and fall out of the sky. So we're not safe. This thing doesn't have any anti-icing. But as far as knowing its systems and knowing how to use the GPS to facilitate, so I'm not having to fly this thing and I can worry about other things, like chatting with you or talking to a celebrity, doing an interview. Oh, yeah. This gentleman right here is in Portland tonight. Right now. He's probably performing right now. And I told him about all this. And I said, I'd like to do an imaginary flight with you. We didn't get to schedule it in time for me to fly him to Portland. But I might fly him back from Portland. And have him, he's going to call in on Skype for the flight. So that's why I've been trying to fine-tune all these mechanics so that, you know, we don't immediately, 2 minutes after getting into the thing, fall out of the sky. And to try to give everybody a fighting chance, we have determined that we start everything out in decent conditions. You know, you can see... All right. So let's get going. Oh, and as soon as we get into there, we start the timer. And then the things start getting dangerous. And we start the failure stuff. I need to also reset the countdown timer to 60 minutes. And try not to fly off the runway. Sorry, I was looking at my OBS. Whoa, hey, look at that. Did you see that guy coming right at us? We had to hop over another plane coming right at us. Why? That was crazy. Okay. So I am flying you, all my followers, over north somewhere. And let me get up and get this thing leveled out so I'm not cheating and I get things going right away. So put it on autopilot, engage the altitude hold, and put it into navigation mode. Okay, bring the thing up to several thousand feet. Flight level change. Okay, so now I can go back over into OBS and turn on our failures timer. Here we go. Okay, 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, our first dice roll happens. And our first potential failure will happen. Is this thing climbing? Or I make a mistake. And there's a good chance of that. Like not being able to get over these mountains. And not, instead of going around them. So if you've never seen anything like that, seen Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 yet, it's all satellite driven, all the trees, everything. It's an Earth simulator as well as a flight simulator. So everything here is being satellite driven, all the trees, all the terrain, and then it's being mapped with Bing photo maps. And I'll start playing. Aha. So it does so many wonderful things. It's a historic achievement. You're gonna need a beast. Well, this isn't a beast of a computer, but if you really want, you know, the best of the best, and you want to see it in its full glory, it'll take everything that you can throw at it, and then some. But you will be in bliss. So live weather, all satellite driven, live airline traffic, live multiplayer traffic. You can see your friends. You can fly in groups. We can't do multiplayer yet. It's got a pretty decent air traffic control. It does. It's got the standard departure and arrivals already set up for you to use on the main flight planner. It's amazing. That in itself. If you like and subscribe and stick around for some of the trainings, we'll use SkyVector and we'll start using charts to plot flight plans and see how they, you know, old school way to do it, and then you will appreciate what Microsoft Flight Simulator is bringing to the table as far as it's neat. It's really quite amazing. Okay, 2 minutes and 18 seconds until our first failure, and it looks like we're going to clear the mountains all right. Did I tell you I follow the best people in the world on Twitter? And most beautiful. Really? Truly, right? Right. You know, beauty isn't everything, but holy moly. Gentlemen, I think you will agree. Right? That's all I have to say about that. As you well, if this is your first time tuning in, smoker, drinker, friendly flights. So smoke if you got them. This is, you know, it can be tense, especially with a new pilot like me, trusting me with your virtual self. And I've been getting better over the weeks. You know, we didn't start out doing too well. I think the first one, even the very first flight, it was a bad landing, but still kept it on the runway, even though it was the very, very end of the runway. We were still down. We walked away from it. I don't think I've crashed us yet. Deep inside, I think that's a lie. I think, again, we may have crashed, but at least once. But I've been sticking to the practice. If you keep an eye on me and haven't muted me, then you see that, you know, I've been practicing like mad, constantly flying. Okay, there's our first roll. Okay, so we go to our failure screen. Yep. And we reset the thing. And here's where everything can go to right to hell. Okay, let's refresh this thing. Okay. Click it over. Take us out of studio mode. Okay, 1d6.
Rolled 1d6. 2. Rolls were 2.
Okay, we rolled a 2. That's a potential system failure. Okay. Oh, you know what? Oh my goodness, we forgot to set this thing. It's alright, we'll set it right now. It was a system, and we got 23 things in here, so I'll roll 2 d12s.
Rolled 2d12, 19. Rolls were 10,
PFC, set all failure possibilities in PFC. You know, I don't even know what that is. But we roll a 1d100.
Rolled 1d100.
There's now a 34% of
rolls were
PFC.
34.
If this kills us, I'll learn real fast what a PFC is. So make sure it kicks in. We stop it, start it. Okay. Now PFC is set, and there's 3 minutes and 48 seconds until our next failure. Now, to make things more exciting in live stream sense, hey, Christopher Lilly, are we all in on this flight? You sure are. Sorry, I wasn't checking the chat. To make it more exciting, if you go to YouTube and you go into the chat and you type "roll the dice," for this flight, it doesn't matter. You can just type "roll the dice" once. But unless you want to make a donation, and then you can then we roll the dice as many times as you want. And that's the way the game is supposed to work with a celebrity on board. That if you're in the chat room and you make a donation, we do another dice roll to see if something fails or changes. Let me close this. All right, so let's go back to our plane. 2 minutes, and let's. I'll look in the chat again in 2 minutes, see if anybody typed "roll the dice," in which case we'll get 2 dice rolls in the next round. Somewhere over California, we're on our way to Oxnard or something like that. Dude, I don't even want to know what an Oxnard is. I have a good idea just from the way it sounds. I know what a nard is. At least I was born in, I was around in the 80s. And nards, right? I said, dude, I got kicked in the nards. Right? And now it's an Oxnard. That's not where I'd want to live, or I wouldn't want to live in a place called that. Dude. Oxnard. It's probably somebody's last name, and then I still wouldn't want that as my last name. I want to be called Oxnard. At least put the S on it. Oxnards, there's 2 of them. Well, maybe there were, and that's why he's only an Oxnard now. I don't know. Too much for a simple man, Anyway, I hope you're going to have a great weekend. Cheers. Drinking an Angry Orchard cider. 1 minute and 6 seconds. Oh, rule. If we do have an engine failure and I get it to the ground and we have enough time on the clock still, we can initiate an emergency repair and get off into the air again and get going and try it again. So if we land and don't crash and we have to put it down, if there's time left, we can do an all repair, fix the plane, which would reset our timers, reset our failures, and we can keep going. We should probably add it in as a rule that if things get bad, I should just be able to run down to the ground. If I can get down to the ground, we can fix it and keep going again. But again, I would still like to be able to. I'll get the timing mechanics worked out properly, so to figure out if we need 50 miles, 75 miles, or 100 miles to get it all done in under an hour. Okay, here we go again.
Rolled 1d6, 4. Rolls were 4.
That's panels, so something on our panel is going to fail. $18.
Rolled 1d20, 7. Rolls were 7.
Engine. It would have to be engine, wouldn't it? An engine. Well, it's engine panel. Okay. Roll 1d100.
Rolled 1d100, 82.
82%
82.
engine panel failure. Okay. Five things can fail at once. Limit number of failures. So 5 things can fail at once. I'm going to increase this to 5%. Now there's a 5% chance. Earlier on, when we first started this game, every 5 minutes we also raised the percentage of everything failing by 5%. But after 20%, something always, like the engine always failed. And so it wasn't much of a chance, so we kept lowering it down. But to make it more dangerous, you know, we can change it up to like 7 to 10 things that can go wrong. Okay, let's get back to our plane. What are you drinking tonight? Are you drinking? I mean, it doesn't have to be alcoholic. I don't normally drink, but tonight I needed the confidence. So, yeah, I'm trying to fly you all around. You are all celebrities. Two minutes and 32 seconds. It truly is beautiful. It really is. And again, if you're into, you know, flying your area with live weather on, or flying anywhere in the world with live weather on, amazing. Most every place in the world is mapped. There's a lot of places in the world that are not, or due to different trees and stuff, you know, we're not allowed to show you the, you know, they're not allowed to show us the maps of everything. But if your area has been, it looks good on Bing photo maps, aerial maps for Bing Maps, it's going to look amazing in the flight simulator. You will be able to find your house. I'm not kidding. All these houses down there, they're not, well, up here sometimes they do like they switch from 3D mode to like a 2D texture. But if you're in a small plane and you fly over your house, it will be your house. Yeah. My house is my house and the car's parked out front. Those are my, it's perfect. It's perfect. My mom's house is even better. She's got a humongous backyard. And so it's really clearly visible, you know, kind of a neighborhood landmark. Everything looks beautiful. You're going to be so blown away. 55, speaking of blown away, 55 seconds. Let me check the chat room. See if anybody's typed roll the dice. Nope. Nobody wants to change the odds. You can change the odds for this flight. You get to yell roll the dice one time if you go into the chat room. You'll type roll the dice. You can also use super chat, make a donation if you're enjoying this and you think this is clever and fun. Make a donation into the super chat, which will also cause a roll to happen. So people are like, so you're flying around trying, you want to crash, don't you? You want to crash these people, and they're all meh. No, you know, part of my flight training and flight training 2 is dealing with stuff going wrong. This just is a little bit more fun. Okay, back to our failures. Refresh. Paul says roll the dice. We get 2 dice rolls.
Rolled 1d6, 5. Rolls were 5.
Okay. A weather change. This could be really bad. So for a weather, we do a 1d10.
Rolled 1d100, 20. Rolls
Oops.
were 20.
I'll do a 2 then. Tell you there's a 2. So, clear skies. So we lucked out on that one. Another failure roll, 1d6.
Rolled 1d6, 6.
Okay. So
Rolls were
clear
6.
skies and 6 is nothing. So I lucked out twice. I got lucky twice. Nothing happens there, and the weather change is just clear skies. Somebody up above is smiling on me, Paul. I was saved. We were saved. The change to snow in the last 2 light planes with no weather gear dropped us right out of the sky and killed us. Well, the second one, the windshield completely iced over and I couldn't see anything. And I could make out these fuzzy lights through the ice on the windscreen. And so I brought it down for a landing, and I touched down, and I made it about 100 yards or so, applying the brake, and then I collided into something. So, and that was Gene Simmons. I felt really bad about that. But that was a valiant effort, you know, because I couldn't see anything. It was pitch black out. All I could make out was just a couple of lights through an iced over windshield. And I still managed to put it down to the ground, and we were rolling to a stop when I hit something. I couldn't see anything. Yeah, you know. But I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, we touched down. I'm applying my brakes. Ugh, you have crashed. Ugh. That blows. 2 minutes and 56 seconds. You know, I hadn't thought to look on Twitter since I started this to see if anybody in Twitter saying roll the dice. Oh, thank you, Kristen. And Benny. Nice. You're quite generous. Thank you. May magic mermaids transform your rain into rainbows. Yes, sir. Or at least a better computer. That would be great. Donations would be fantastic. I could use a better computer. I would like to be I would like to be able to broadcast these in 4K for you. So I'm saving for one. If you'd like to help me save up for a really, really good computer, please join along in these games or make a donation. Stop the electric collage. Stevias? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glow Girl. Thank you. I did say I follow the best people on Twitter, didn't I? It's 47 minutes after the hour, and you know what that means. It's 47 minutes after the hour. And it means that I missed my Colorado smoke break at the 20-minute mark. So, apologies. Excuse me a moment. Hey, I just noticed our timer didn't make a warning. It's time to roll the dice again.
Rolled 1d6, 3. Rolls were 3.
Okay. We should be in the engines panel. $26 things. Let's make this a 10. And we'll do 3d10.
Rolled 3d10, 11.
Okay.
Rolls were 8, 1, 2.
All right. A coolant leak. We need to switch that back to a 100.
Rolled 1D100.
A 37% chance of a
37.
coolant leak.
Rolls were 37.
All right, stop it, start it. We now have 37% chance of coolant leak. 4:01 on the clock. All is well. We're still doing all right. We have 69 miles to go approximately. What am I doing? I am asking the question, will I crash my followers? It's a new and exciting way for me to incorporate failures and emergencies into my flying, my flight training. Lucky you, right? This is fun though, isn't it? I think this is so much better than, hey, I'm just flying you around and the whole time I am just kind of, you know, there's not a whole lot to do. It's really nice to show this off for you and imagine that I'm, you know, since we're all locked up with COVID and all, to fly you around to great places in the world, or, you know, to Oxnard. But because it's such a perfect representation, it's a scale Earth, it's a perfect simulation that, and everything is mapped perfectly, it's like literally flying you somewhere. So I feel really good about it, taking us on these little vacations. We all need a vacation right now. So definitely this is my way of saying thank you. If I could do this in the real world and money was no object and nobody cared about me flying around. There's a big dam down there. Then I would love to be your personal pilot. And that's how it came to be when I said, maybe I could fly, what would it be like flying celebrities around? If you are interested in seeing how any of those other flights with the celebrities went, they're all, I try to keep them all under an hour, and they are all up and available now. But again, especially these earlier ones, you know, I'm testing out these mechanics, and you know, so some of them you see where I'm changing the odds different than what I'm doing with this particular show, because I mean, you know, I was working on it early on, you know, trying to figure out how to, you know, how do I make it work, which ones, how often do we roll, which should change. And so far, this is the best way that has, you know, this may seem a little bit boring, but it's actually giving us a fighting chance, because some of these don't last very long. And these were all practice because this one's going to be live and real. We're going to try to get this gentleman after his Portland show. And we're going to bring him on and have him live while we're doing it. And that's where you come in to make things more exciting. Or dangerous, or, you know. We should probably try to increase our altitude a little bit more. Initiated flight level change, and it should do it for us. Okay. Just to be safe. Uh-oh, we're back at 4 minutes. My alarm is not going off. What's up with our alarm? Okay, so back to failures. Here we go again. That out of the way.
Rolled 1d6. 2. Rolls were 2.
A 2. A system failure. About 26 again. Change that to a 10. 3d10.
Rolled 3d10.
An 11.
11. Rolls were 8, 2, 1.
A left tank leak. Uh-oh. Okay, that goes back to 100.
Rolled 1d100.
46.
46.
Left tank leak.
Rolls were 46.
Oops. Okay, so now we have on top of the other failures, we now have a 46% chance of a left tank leak. Check the chat room. Nothing new. All right. So let's check our fuel gauge. We're all right unless we have a major leak. We should have enough fuel to get there. $56 miles. I can try to help us a little bit by pulling out our mixture to try to conserve a little bit of fuel. So I'm using this knob down here to pull it out, but I don't want to lose too many RPMs. So let's try to find that sweet spot. Okay. So right there, it's not too dramatic of a fall off in RPMs with the mixture at 20%. The autopilot looks like it's having a little bit of a struggle, though. Let me put it back up to 25%. Don't want the autopilot struggling to keep us at this altitude till we get over this range. 1 minute and 47 seconds. I wonder if it's because I moved my flame timer or something. I'm not really sure. The alarm was working just fine earlier. This would be a hard place to put down if we have an engine failure, that's for sure. Would not want to try to put it down anywhere here. 46 seconds. And there's not even any good length of road that I see. Yikes, this is dangerous. And 35 seconds away, I kind of need to keep a good eye on what this landscape looks like in case we get plunged into darkness and snow or something. 21 seconds. Eight seconds. There we go.
Rolled 1d6.
6. Nothing happens.
Rolls were 6.
Reprieve. Check the chat room. Good. 27 minutes left. $50 miles. They don't have a passengers app out yet on these live streams. You probably heard me talk about it if you stuck around. I would love for there to be a way actually to have an app. That I have an app and you have an app. It's the same kind of app, but I'm the pilot and you're the passenger. And so when I have small planes and or big planes, however many seats that I have, you're able to get into a seat. But just doing a virtual flight's kind of boring. We really need to kind of figure out a way to make, for something like this, the way to make the interior of a plane a social room. So you can look out the window and you can do what I'm doing here. You have the basic abilities to throw a drone camera out just like I do. Everybody has their own little drone camera. And they can do everything that I'm doing with mine. And then, being a passenger, you have an interior view. And again, it would be kind of boring to just be sitting there in your seat. And all you got is, you might not even have a window view. So I would like to custom design an interior with a whole lot of seats. Maybe just on the facing towards the center. Because I would want there to be plenty of room for you as a passenger to be able to walk around and interact with each other. Or I don't know, but the sky's the limit these days with what they can do computing wise. And one of these days that somebody's going to figure out how to allow us to put you into the flight and make it meaningful and enjoyable and way more interactive, and somebody will figure it out. And I can't wait for them to do it and for you to be able to join in a more interactive way than just watching through the live stream. I didn't want to restrict the video to 18 or older tonight. And so I don't get to talk about a lot of, other things in a inner manner that I think that would be more pleasant for some people. Can't talk about certain things or talk the way you want sometimes. But that's all right. There might be kids tuning in. Or younger people. 1 minute and 15 seconds. I wish we could get over these mountains quicker. Andale, andale. I don't want to be over them when we're doing this. Still not even a good place in sight to make a landing. If we have to. And it's not a bush plane. It doesn't have the big fat rubber tires. 24 seconds.
Rolled 1d6, 3. Rolls were 3.
Engine failures. 26. 3d10.
Rolled 3d10,
27.
Rolls were 9, 10, 8.
We lucked out. Nothing happens. That's lucky. twice now on approach, coming in for a landing, but still enough time on the clock to where we had to initiate whatever happened during the roll. 2 chances of engine failure on final approach. And the odds were pretty high, but nothing happened, luckily. Still very nasty down there. It's a nice view. Two minutes and 52 seconds. We're doing really good. We haven't had to put down once yet. So far, I think in every one, almost every one, we've had to come down. I think there were 2 engine failures on the Elvis Costello flight. Same with the Taylor Swift one. I think I just gave up. I'm like, I don't think there was enough time left, and so now that I'm getting the mechanics out, I will try those flights again at some point, and then find some new random celebrities. I apologize to Gene Simmons on Twitter last night for crashing him. Minute and 33 seconds. How far do I have to go? 33 miles. Okay, we're kind of on the down slope now. So let me see if I can pick up a little bit of speed. Put it into vertical speed mode and drop the nose a little bit. They need to really give us some of those Bell and Howell HD sunglasses, man. Now I know why pilots are always wearing sunglasses. The sun, man. Certain angles just blinding. Like that. You get that. The way the light hits everything, it just washes everything out. You have to change your perspective. Yikes. Okay. Next dice roll, 1d6, go.
Rolled 1d6, 5. Rolls were 5.
Yikes, a weather change. So 1d10.
Rolled 1d10, 3.
3.
Rolls were 3.
3 is good. Live weather, clear skies, and a few clouds, so 3 is great. We can deal with a few clouds. Yeah, they don't pose too much of a threat. We're getting really lucky. Hopefully it's not saving the worst for last. Still so rugged. There's a road down there though. $26.9 miles. Hey, if you're a rich old sugar daddy or sugar grandma and you got a couple old planes lying around, I would really like one. That would be great. So I think Benny was asking the other day, or somebody said, you know, like, or they call different parts of Twitter, like I'm on political Twitter, I'm on this Twitter. I was telling Benny the other day I'm on Sugar Daddy Pilot Twitter. Or Sugar Mama. Ladies are supposed to be better pilots. Females are supposed to be better pilots. According to science, faster reaction times. And different types of decision making. But mostly it's the reaction times. Oh yeah, and I'm watching like the Real Right Stuff or the Right Stuff on Disney. Yeah, I know. And that's one of the episodes I'm watching right now when they were doing the space program. The one of the astronauts' wives was a pilot, and that wasn't ever really shown in the Tom Wolfe movie. And there's this other lady that showed up now saying, hey, we want women to be part of the space program as well. And they're showing the whole initiative push to start the ladies side of things, which I had never seen before or heard of before. I never read the novel or whatever he wrote. "21 miles, 43 seconds to the next one." And finally, we're out over the darn hills, and if we have to come down now, at least that's better. Looks like a dried lake bed. I'll take a field or any of these fields any day. Some dry gulches over there. All right.
Rolled 1d6, 2. Rolls were 2.
System. 23.
Rolled 3d10, 16. Rolls were 6, 2, 8.
Left gear failure.
Rolled 1d100.
Left gear
52.
failure, 52%.
Rolls were 52.
All right. Left gear failure, 52%. Check the chat room. Dun, dun, dun. Very nice. I'm sorry I missed you, Mr. Neely. Yes, we are. $15 miles. Did I tell you I follow the best people on Twitter? I didn't hear the alarm go off. Did it go? I think it did. Oh, well, let's roll anyway.
Rolled 1d6. 1. Rolls were 1.
Ooh, this is the worst. This is bad. Well, potentially. This is a roll of 1. Set all failures. So we come to this screen here and set all failures.
Rolled 1d100. 57.
Every
Rolls were 57.
all 5 things, all 7 things have a 57% chance of failing now. Oh, we just lost our engine. Or something happened. Got a caution warning. The engine freaked. The plane bucked just then. Something's going on. RPMs still look good. Fuel's okay. Look outside the plane. How's our surfaces? Our flaps are intact. Everything looks okay. And the airport's in sight. Engine's fine. Whoa, sorry. Oil pressure's fine. Oil temperature's fine. Vacuum's fine. Fuel's fine. What is our master warning? Low vacuum pressure. Should look to begin with. That's usually like, I don't know if that's a stuck pitot or something. But the plane is drifting now. What's going on? She's drifting. Turning off autopilot. We're starting to lose RPM. Oh no, we're so close it's in sight. Yeah, we're losing RPM fast. Well, I wouldn't say fast. Yeah, well, significant. It's definitely significant. Try to increase it by increasing the mix for at least a minute. She wants to roll. That could just be wind. No, we're still losing RPM. Yep, we're falling. No airspeed at all, really. Hopefully we can at least clear these trees. If we get down to the ground, we got 5 minutes still on the clock. We can initiate a repair, provided we don't crash here. Okay. Well, that actually kind of worked out well that the timer's kicking right now, because when I'm on the ground, I can initiate a repair. Oh, stop. Everything gets to go back to 2s. I'll drive us there, I don't care. We're going to make it. So a minute or two, I'm not going to count. You know, I'm not going to say, well, if we don't get exactly to the runway exactly before the time's up, it's so close. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock, and the airport's 3 miles. So, considering how some of these gone, I think that's a win. We can play hardcore rules too. It's like, well, if you don't get to the airport in that 1 hour period, but you know, and put her down on the ground with the engine shut off, then you suck and you lose. What if we're just on, at least at the airport facility, on the grounds, on top of the tower anywhere inside the zone of the airport. Engine on or off. With time to spare. All right, Twitter followers, thank you for tuning in to this Follower Friday. Where we ask the question, will I crash you? And now we have an answer. Even with the problems we had, what do you think about this little game? If you like it, give it a like. Please give it a like. You know what they say, the algorithms, please mash that like button. Please mash that like button. Please, that's how you can pay back the favor for the Follower Flight Friday. Go to YouTube and please like, or wherever it is, if there's a like button on the player in Twitter, mash. I say mash for my southern friends. I didn't know that they said mash until I heard somebody talking. I'm like, right click the button. Right mash? Yeah. Right mash. All right, I'm right mashing the button. Okay. All right. We can do this. Proceeded to mash our way to fix the problems. Okay. So yeah, like and mash the button. And this was Will I Crash the Followers? Let me put another title up on here. I gotta add some text to this. Is no, I did not. Where's my text? Do. You've survived the first Follower Friday. Will I crash my followers? Thank you for helping me test the game mechanics. I think it's fair. I think that was fair, and it all worked out right. And because at any given moment, that you know, all failures can be set to 100, or any particular system failure could be 100% failure. And again, the other night, just changing the weather to snow killed us twice in a row because our airplane did not have anti-icing and I couldn't get down to the ground safely and fast enough. So it's been a lot of fun, but again, it's also for people like, man, that's a weird live stream if they're tuning in at the end. You know, part of it is educational. I'm learning how to fly. And I take the simming stuff very seriously now. You know, serious enough that I have to incorporate emergencies and failures into the flight training now. So thanks for being a part of this. Thank you for being a great follower. Thank you for being one of the best people on Twitter, really. Thank you. Mash that button, like and subscribe.